As the dawn breaks, we give thanks to God for our health, our families, and our friends. Let's release all the grudges, all the anger, all the pains, because they are nothing but binding chains. In this new year, let's learn to live in the most loving ways. Welcome to Fact Phase and Forum. This is the very first episode of the year 2022, and I am super excited to be here. Peace Isaac Yerukun will be here next week. I am Ene Hassan. All right, the new year has just begun, and a lot of people are making New Year resolutions. So our focus today is on New Year resolutions, its importance, and keeping them. Our guest will be telling us how to keep them, because it's one thing to make New Year resolutions and it's another to keep them. So, and that part is very difficult. I am guilty, and I know so many people are also. So that's what our guest will be discussing today on the program Triple F. Of course, we have our usual segments: health, market survey, and of course entertainment. So we have a whole lot to dish out to you today. Just sit back and savor all we have to dish out to you. So relax. We'll take this quick break. When we return, we'll continue. Welcome back. The program is Fact, Phase and Forum, and our focus today is on New Year resolution, its importance, and learning how to keep them. Our guest is Dr. Joy Ekoaba from the Faculty of Management Sciences, University of Lagos. She can't be here today, but we had her recording. So let's sit back and learn what she has for us.
New Year resolution is actually a culture we all borrowed from the Western and the Eastern world. It is somebody resolving within himself to change some undesirable behaviors or character, or possibly want to accomplish some goals, or maybe want to just generally improve your life. So it's like you promising yourself that I'm going to do something differently this year to improve my life or improve myself as a whole. But I will advise that people should be careful in choosing their New Year resolution, so that at the end of the day, they don't have that guilty conscience that I didn't meet up the goal. I was lost. Number one is that it allows you to reflect on some undesirable behaviors that you want to change. These are behaviors, maybe smoking, or maybe being a drug addict, or I want to lose weight, or I want to make some savings for money. Then you now take your time to reflect on how you have been spending your money. Then you should now be able to say, I don't want to do this thing again. And so you begin to drop those that habit and failures and choose new ways. Also, it also helps you to a kind of look at yourself and see possible and new ways that you can use to improve yourself, to become better person for the year. And it helps you to set a goal for yourself that naturally, if they ask you to set that goals, you'll be like, oh, right. But with the new year, you can set those goals and begin to run with it. And it will also help you to kind of challenge yourself to be a better person. When you set New Year's resolution, you're telling yourself, I want to be better this year than what I was last year. So let me just then do what? Set a new goal for myself. And then it helps you to kind of drive yourself towards some progress, so towards some improvement on areas that you want to change yourself from in any way you want to change yourself. Those is desired behaviors that you don't want, you want to change yourself out of it. So those are just few importances of a New Year resolution. I was lost, but you found me, hiding in the shadows. I would say most people want to. Everybody's in a rush to a kind of take New Year resolution. People take it, and once they take it, they tend not to be serious with it. They take it for levity. Every other person is doing it. Let me just do it. So there is no seriousness attached to it. It's not like let me just take an example. I am an academician, so since I know there is a number of papers that is square of me, so I struggle towards it. So people, because there is no checks and balances, nobody's watching their back. What do? They just take it, they relax, and they go back. Some other people will take it, and instead of starting small, I am an addict. So instead of let me drop cigarette first, they want to go to dropping bigger drugs that they are doing. And you find out that it becomes very difficult. If you cannot start from the small one, you want to move to the very big one. So it becomes difficult for you to kind of do that. You see, another thing that happens is that some of them are, some people just take it and they are thinking about it. Every time they are thinking about it, but to put the action, it becomes very, very difficult. What do? They are not confident of themselves. They don't even believe that they can do it. So that makes them to do what? Most times it's like, let me just think about it. And but to put action to it, they don't put action to it. The next reason why it doesn't work for some people is that people are in a rush to achieve results. I want to lose 100 kilos or pounds from my flesh. And so what do? I'll have to jog. I will join a gym. I will skip diet. I would go on slimming teas. So you find out that because you're in a hurry, you want to do everything at the same time. The time you are wearied out, you will not be able to concentrate. Unlike if you just take a small part of it and you're running with it. If it is gym, you wake up in the morning, you know that this is it, and you spread yourself into that, and then you'll be able to do what? Get it right. Some other people also don't keep track records, and they go back to repeat the same thing that they failed last year. You take a resolution, you failed it, you are repeating it this year again. So they don't keep track record of events and progresses that they have made in the time past. So they just, with that, you see that you will not be able to do anything meaningful if you are taking this part as your part in your New Year resolutions. So if you don't want to fail in your New Year resolution, you cannot afford to just take it lying low as if other people are doing it. You must put extra effort, spread yourself into it, and you'll be able to get to it.
Was my worst enemy. It feels so good to be alive.
You know, there is a research that only 29% of the people that make New Year resolution keep it in the first 2 weeks. By the 1 month, 36. By 6 months, is between 46% that will be struggling. It's not like people that do not make New Year resolution do better. Those ones, for only 4% of them achieve their result. So if you actually want to stick to it, you must be mentally ready. Mentally ready to say, this is what I want to do this year. Maybe I want to learn something. This is the skill. You are ready. Both your spirit, soul, and body is ready for it. You are ready. I want to do this, so I am very ready to do it. So once you are mentally ready for it, to say I want to stop this habit, or I want to improve myself, or I want to learn a skill, you will do it very well. And then you must be able to set a goal for yourself. And in setting that goals, you must have a plan. To say, I want, let me take myself for example. As an academician, let's say I want to do 10 papers in a year. Those 10 papers, what are the plans to do it? How many do I download materials? How many questions am I distributing? You must be able to, have a plan. And those plans must be written. It's not the one that will say, we'll put it on our head. Because this head is not computer. It cannot carry everything. Some of them you forget. But when you actually put it on your computer or wherever, it may just be you write it down, you find somewhere in your office or your home, you post it there, and then you are good to go, because that will be a constant reminder. Or you can say, okay, we're in computer literacy time. Okay, let me just use either Google format or Google Now or iOS, whatever technology that will remind you, or your email. You can just put it there as a reminder of the plan.
Alive, just you and me tonight.
You must take something that is manageable. Because what do people do? They want to, this year I want to learn a skill. They want to learn hairdressing, baking, sewing, everything. No, it should be something manageable. Take something that you can handle at a time and take it. And then be specific on it. If you are taking something like, say, baking, that you want to learn as a skill, be specific. Which kind of baking? Am I going to bake bread or cake? So that way you use your smart goal setting format to set your goals, so that your goals becomes measurable, your goals becomes attainable, your goals become sustainable. So everything works together and there is a time bound to it. Okay, I'm going to learn cake making. And this cake making, in the first 3 months or 1 month, I will do what? I will learn how to do the cupcake first. By 6 months, I'm moving to learn how to do wedding cake. By the end of the year, I'm doing what? I'm learning how to put ices on it. So you have already attached time to it. And then make sure you don't repeat goals of last year or resolutions of last year that you did not were not able to achieve, because it was a failure. So why do you want to repeat things that you failed before? Take something new. Maybe if you had wanted to learn cake and you could not, you can just start, okay, let me go and just do hairdressing. Maybe hairdressing, let me braid. And after that, make sure there is a weekly checks, a routine where you check yourself. How much progress am I making? Because that way you'll be able to help yourself to know, okay, I'm not making progress in it, so that you quickly switch off in case there are failures. Don't just sit on the floor and be mourning over your failures. And then make sure you get people, tell people around you that this is what you want to do, so that they'll be reminding you, sis, you said you will do hairdressing, how far? You know, sometimes that they will be asking you how far. By the time they ask you how far 2-3 times, only you will borrow yourself brain to go back and say, I need to do this. People are watching me, people are watching me. So you go back and do it. You could also try to make it a fun. If you want to retain it as a tip, make it a fun for yourself. That's why somebody I like so much that makes her workout a fun is Kate Henshaw. You see Kate, anytime she's doing it, he makes it look enjoyable, lovable. She's laughing, she's jumping. So it becomes a kind of something that she enjoys. So you must enjoy it. And in enjoying it, make sure you stick to the one that works. Don't say, because I have not smoked for 1 month, I'll now go back to my friends that are still smoking. If you do that, you'll be going back, because you have not gotten yourself to that level where you are steadfast in it. So make sure you get yourself to that level, and then reward yourself if there is reward. You know, I've achieved this. Okay, I'll reward myself with a shoe or with a clothes, or no. And then if there are lessons that you need to learn in it that come out that you need to have learned, learn the lessons from it and use it against the next time. And what else you know, keep a track record. It's very, very important. That will help you if you want to stick. Well, I've done this far, so I'll be able to. If I can make cupcake, that means I can make birthday cake. That means I can make wedding cake. But if you don't keep a track record of what you're making, the possibility is that to feel, I'm a failure, I can't even do anything. You can't even do anything just because you have not been able to do wedding cake. You will remind yourself that you have done cupcake, and cupcake is as good as. So if I cannot do wedding cake, I can start selling from cupcake, and that way you move forward.
There's a light to wake me up from this.
For Nigeria and for Lagos State and for the citizens, I'll start first. My prayer is that love for one another will rule us this new year, because when you love your brother and your sister, you will not want to hurt the person, and you don't want to do anything that will be injurious to your brother or your sister. And secondly, too, for the leaders in whether at the national level or the state level, that God will give them the wisdom, God will give them the health, God will give them His fear too, to rule us aright, and not to make mistakes that will cause all of us pains. And then for the nation and Lagos State at large, my own Bible that I read daily say that I should pray for the peace of my place. So I pray for peace for the nation Nigeria, peace in the south, peace in the west, peace in the north, peace in the east, peace in the central, all around Nigeria, that there should be peace round about us, that this 2022 will have peace, there will be less of loss of lives. It's a campaigning year, we need more peace, so that we will not kill one another just because we are looking for posts and positions, and God will help us to achieve all that. And then God should take away COVID of any form from our nation and from all of us.
Okay, strive to be in the minority of people who keep New Year resolutions from January to the end of December. It's important. There are guidelines that shape our activities and all. Okay, now, moving on, our next segment is health segment, and Wumi has something on the effect of malnutrition.
The first 1,000 days of a child's life offer a unique window of opportunity for preventing undernutrition and its consequences.
The World Health Organization (WHO) defines malnutrition as a cellular imbalance between the supply of nutrients and energy, and the body's demand for them to ensure growth, development, and specific functions. Women and children are most adversely affected groups by malnutrition, especially in Africa and South Asia.
Slow behavioral and intellectual development, possibly resulting in learning difficulties, is a mental health condition that can lead to severe malnutrition.
Symptoms seen in malnutrition include impairment of physical growth, cognitive and physiologic functions, with adverse changes in the immune system. Children with marasmus are often have low weight for heights, reduced mid-upper arm circumference, as well as a head that appears large relative to the rest of the body. Other findings are thin hair, dry and wrinkled skin, and a lean child. They usually appear apathetic when undisturbed and irritable when carried. An inadequate intake of many essential nutrients, for example, iron, zinc, iodine, folate, and vitamins.
Malnutrition is a direct cause of 45% of all deaths of under 5 children.
Prevention of malnutrition begins with addressing the underlying cause in each case. Economic and social factors are a major contributor to malnutrition, especially in developing countries where children receive inadequate nutrition as a result of poor living conditions, inadequate hygiene, and limited access to food and water.
The rapid rate of growth and development of infants and young children require that feeding practice being continuously adjusted.
Prevention of malnutrition must include education. Educate mothers on the importance of breastfeeding and healthy food options for children that will provide appropriate nourishment and vary foods consumed on a daily basis. Consumption of seasonal foods, because of their relative affordability, is also a good practice. Education should also include the need for immunization for the prevention of some infectious diseases, fortification of food with necessary vitamins and minerals, and dietary advice to the elderly is also important.
So preventing and treating malnutrition can help reduce prevalence of chronic health conditions. Thank you so much, Rumi, for that segment. This is the new year, and we hope that and pray that our economy will be better and we'll be able to get things cheaper, because foodstuffs are really expensive, and to prevent malnutrition, one has to eat well. This is 2022, and we pray for the better. Now, moving on to market survey. Today, we'll be looking at the prices of orange.
On market survey today, we will be looking at the prices of orange in the market. Of course, as at last year, the prices of oranges were quite expensive. Don't forget, oranges are a good source of vitamin C, and it's good for your body. So let's find out from the sellers how much they buy bag and how much it costs right now. Stay tuned. Bag.
For bag, I dey buy 8,000.
It ain't cheap, but it is expensive.
Small. Before I dey buy 6,000. One orange, 30 naira.
Okay. 100 naira, how many?
4.
I dey buy 50 pieces. What I buy 50 pieces for Orile, sometimes I go Alaba, or I go some Alaba Suru, some Alaba International. I go see the thing when it's cheap, now I go buy them. Buy big bag. 15,500. Yeah. You go see more than 350 pieces. Take game, I must get like a 3-5. Because of transport. When I spend transport like a 750.
It has always been like this. 350 naira, 250 naira. It all depends. Okay, the weather affected the development. So the size is like reduced, but it's still very beautiful and sweet.
Right, so we've seen that these orange sellers are not really making much in the orange business. Sometimes they experience a hike in price, and sometimes they don't. However, we do hope that things will get better this year. Thanks for watching. Back to the studio.
Now, orange, formerly you could get one orange for 10 naira, but today is not like that. It's the new year and we keep praying and hoping for the better. You know, orange are rich in vitamin C, so it's always good to take it, and we pray that we'll be able to access these foods and fruits at a very cheaper rate. Now on entertainment, we went to the street to ask people what their New Year resolutions are, if they've made or they have plans on making. So let's watch.
For myself, this year I should be clocking 50. I pray that day comes, and the gift I intend to give myself is actually, long ago I bought myself a saxophone. So I believe on that very day or before that day, I should be able to make reasonable sound with it. I've been doing one or two things, and I felt time has not been permitting me. But anything that you desire so much, you need to do it, because by the time I'm good on it, I should be able to touch life with it.
To get better grades, make more money, start my own fashion business, basically.
My New Year resolution is just a simple message for myself. Just, I'm entering the 2022 without stress, no stress. Just take things the way it is, and I believe God will fix everything.
Okay, my New Year resolution, fine. I think first of all, I would like to thank God for a new year, definitely, for keeping us and each and every of us. And one of the very things that strikes my heart in the beginning of the year is how that I need to make constant resolution with God. So this new year, my whole aim, my whole desire is to get to know God better.
My New Year resolution is just, I pray to God to continue to be with me, and at the same time, I work harder for whatever I'm unable to achieve last year, so that I'll be able to achieve it this year. So to work hard, be more prayerful, and achievement by the grace of God.
New Year resolution is I want to do better in my schoolwork. I want to finish with distinction in my master's program.
To do better personally, to do better, to be good to people, to grow my business to a larger extent, and to pass my final years.
It feels so good to be alive. Just you and me tonight. To wake me up from this high. What a beautiful life. I heard your heart call mine, and then all the stars aligned. To wake me up from this high. What a beautiful life.
What is your own New Year resolution? I've made mine, and with what we've learned today, we'll be able to keep them all through from January to December. New Year resolutions are guidelines to shaping ourselves, our behavior in the right direction. So I hope if you haven't made yours, it's not too late, and I pray that we'll all keep them to the end of the year. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. It is our pleasure to always entertain, inform, and educate you on the program Facts, Phase, and Forum. This is 2022, and I'm super excited that we all have seen the new year, and we pray and hope for better days, better years, better months in 2022, a year of promotion, elevation, positivities, achievement. And of course, here on Triple F, it is our pleasure to always entertain you. So thank you so much for watching. For advert placements, you can call the numbers showing on your screen. Peace Isaac Yarukung will be here next week. My name is Ene Hassan saying bye-bye.